What a shame it would be if the laughter were to disappear. That's why I keep you around, my dear hunter of the night. Your laughter is something I just can't seem to get enough of. Oh no, I'm afraid that is the only reason I bother keeping you around. You're quite the nuisance otherwise. Indeed, being what you are, it is quite difficult to get rid of you. That's where you're wrong, my dear hunter of the night. I believe you misunderstand what I mean. I don't believe it's your place to ask me that. After all, you hear everything that goes on in this shop during the day. You sleep soundly in your coffin, yes, but I recall you curiously asking about that little phantom hive boy. You wondered why he always came to me for information, and I explained it to you as best I could. So then you know the price of information. Oh no, I'm afraid I don't offer special discounts for friends. You know exactly what you need to do if you want me to tell you anything. Oh yes, I know, it's rather frustrating, isn't it? Having a so-called friend who always makes you pay for information. But really, if you didn't find it entertaining, you would easily leave, wouldn't you? After all, I'm certain with your abilities you could find any number of people who would be willing to be your friend, couldn't you? But no, you stick with me. I suppose we do have a sort of symbiotic relationship. We both give each other something that the other needs, and we both certainly supply each other with more than enough amusement for an eternity. Now then, you wanted information, didn't you? So go on. You gotta pay the price like everyone else. And I know you can do it too. You've done it plenty of times before. Give me the gift of a true, genuine laugh, and I'll answer your question. Make it good enough and I'll answer any questions you have for the rest of the night. Oh dear, starting off with a joke like that. I don't believe this will end favourably for you, but I suppose I can play along for the time being. Why don't vampires get invited to parties? I do believe it's been years since I've heard a joke that was that horrible. Because they're a pain in the neck. How very original. Come on, I know that you know how to do this. You're toying with me, aren't you? I don't appreciate being toyed with. You know that well enough. However, I suspect there's another reason for this. You don't simply want to irritate me with your terrible attempt at jokes, do you? No, there's something else, isn't there? My dear hunter of the night, no matter how long your eternity lasts, I've still got a head start. I've been on this earth far longer than you've even been alive. So I know that look in your eyes. You're certainly quick with your wits tonight, aren't you? Indeed, I can't see the look in your eyes. But I've trained myself to no longer rely on my gift of sight, or rather, lack of it. No, there was a hesitation in your voice, the briefest pause that anyone else might dismiss, but not someone like me. No. You asked why it would be such a task to get rid of you, not because of what you are, at least, not in the way I assume you think. It is true, Your kind is rather difficult to get rid of. There are so many stories of what hurts you. Silver, dead man's blood, sometimes even a wooden stake through the heart. Although I suppose that isn't very imaginative, is it? Who wouldn't that kill, after all? And then, of course, there's that rather hilarious bit about the garlic. I do find it amusing how quickly people believed that one after your kind spread that rumor. Oh, please. Being what I am, don't you think I know that? Garlic is rather good for your blood circulation. So why on earth wouldn't your kind want a victim of yours to consume it? And consume it they did. I know the secrets of your kind quite well. I know every single one of your weaknesses, your true weaknesses. Of course, if I were just a human, I wouldn't have the faintest idea of where to start. But I'm not just any human, am I? And that is why it would be so difficult to get rid of you. Oh no, my dear. Far from it, in fact. It isn't against the rules whatsoever. Not that I really care for those silly little rules these days. After all, I'm retired, so to speak. What use do I have for the rules of the Grim Reaper Association? No. Being what I am, seeing the things that I've seen, I've become almost fascinated with death. Why do you think I left that place? Why do you think I took on this job? The job of an Undertaker. Day in and day out I deal with death. It hasn't changed since the day I became a Reaper. And all that time, always watching, always seeing life slip away. It begins to get to you. You begin to wonder certain things. My mind, for instance, wandered to questions I'd always had. What would happen if a soul was collected, but the body of the person was still alive? It makes sense, doesn't it? That one could live without a soul. How different could it be from other creatures? An oyster, for example. The creature may die, but the shell remains. And if preserved, if properly tended to, why not bring that back to life? No need for a soul, no need for a personality, no need for any thoughts in their little heads. Just a body that refuses to die, a body that continues to walk about the earth, that continues to live. That is what captivated me, the thought of a creature like that. And then I happened upon you, a creature similar to myself, an immortal bringer of death, feared by all those who know its name. And you're much like what I'm trying to create, aren't you? You sustain yourself off the lives of others. You drink their blood, their very life force. And you live for an eternity so long as you are fed. You can go on for centuries, eons even. You could live to see the very end of this world. Just like me, you could see when time finally crumbles to dust. But still, there's something about you that just isn't right. Something that isn't quite what I'm trying to create. You are still human in one aspect alone. You can be killed rather easily in comparison to what I'm trying to create. And that is because you still have a pesky little soul inside you. In fact, that's what keeps you going, isn't it? That little soul of yours. Cracked, broken and bent in ways that are unimaginable to a normal human. All to ensure that your undead body remains walking, remains breathing, and remains living. Your soul. It can never be collected by a grim reaper. Since the day you became what you are, true death has always been out of your reach. Your soul may still exist, but it can never be ours. It can never be claimed by one of my kind, no. No, your soul is meant for damnation. And what happens to your body then? It rots in the ground, turns to dust just like any other humans. But still, there is something about you. There is something that keeps you like this. Some people believe it's some sort of magic. I doubt that very much. However, I see no other explanation for it at the moment. Your body may be alive, living only off of your soul and the blood of others. But there's something about it that doesn't change. As soon as they are turned, a vampire becomes ageless. What I'm trying to create, it would rot away. It would decay, just like any other corpse. Something is missing. Something that it can't quite have. Something that would prevent it from rotting away. Unlike you, it would have no urge to consume the blood of other living beings. No, what it would hunger for is that which it can never possess. That which you possess still. A soul. You feed off of it as well, don't you? You may not know it, but as you steal that crimson life force from their veins, you are stealing a piece of a human soul. Why do you think it hurts them so badly to be fed upon by you? Why do you think they fight it so hard? Why do you think they view you as demons? You may see yourself as something different, but you're no better. You feed off of their souls, off of the very thing that keeps them alive the way they are. And what I'm trying to create would do the same, but it would be a bit more direct about it. It wouldn't bother with the blood, just tearing through the innards, tearing apart their bones, trying to get to what they can never have. You think I'm insane, do you? I can't exactly refute that, nor will I attempt to. But from that quiver in your voice, I can tell. You don't think it's entirely out of the question, do you? Creating something like that. After all, you and I exist, don't we? We're something like humans, but not quite. And we cannot be killed, not by ordinary means. Our lives continued after our deaths. So you know just as well as I do that these are more than just the ravings of a man driven mad by too much death. No. It's possible. And so long as I have you, I am certain that I can find a way to make it happen. Isn't that right, my dear sweet devil?